Yeah.
You want to like him, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here.
Straight
man.
gangsters.
Ah.
Yeah, good morning and welcome back. You are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. I am one of your favorite hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
And the other man driving this magical mystery bus, he's sitting over there on the other microphone. You guys may know him as
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your boy Chris America coming to you live this Wednesday, October the 2nd, 2019. Loudbeard, and Loudbeard, you know how I get dates wrong all the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When you go in tender and then you guys meet up and then all of a sudden you tell me how terrible it goes. Yeah.
Oh,
I've heard
yeah.
that. Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, yes. That does happen from time to time. Sometimes on Grindr, Tinder, Plenty of Fish, farmersonly.com. Sometimes I sneak on that old blackpeoplemeet.com.
Yeah. How's that going for you on Grindr, by the way?
It's okay. Lot of dudes love Disney on there. Just tons of, we live in Disney. A lot of Disney workers on there, but that's okay.
I'm just wondering, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now the actual date, like the calendar date, I get wrong all the time too.
Oh,
yeah.
you were talking about that. Oh,
yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
My
this
bad.
time I'm talking about the calendar date, but you are correct. I do get lots of dates wrong. Is it weird that I always start off the month writing the number 8 for October just because octo means 8? And I always feel like I should write 8.
I guess it's better than drawing an octopus emoji every time you're thinking
that would
of
be
the
awesome.
word. Yeah, that would
Man,
be
if
better.
I had time to draw, if I could draw an octopus, that would be cool.
Yeah, I've never put the correlation together, but now that you've said that, it would make
You're gonna
way
do it.
more sense if it was the 8th month of the year because octo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up with this stuff.
Well, maybe there was it was a 10-month calendar and October was the 8th month, and then they're like, oh, Augustine's here, the new Caesar, Augustine. Let's throw in a month for him, so we got August. I think that was a thing. And who knows what else they added. They're like, oh, summer's getting longer. Let's throw June in there.
There you go. I like it. I mean, in our history, there's crazier things that have happened. And, Augustine, he needed a month. June, she was a hot chick. We're like, you get a month.
Yeah. It really was like, somebody was like, hey, I really love that song, Hey Jude. But they thought the whole time they were singing, Hey June. You do that sometimes, right? You sing a song wrong for like 20 years of your life, and then someone either tells you you're singing it wrong or you finally see the lyrics and you're like, oh, I've been saying it wrong. It's wrapped up like a deuce in the middle of the night.
Yeah, see, I'm one of those people that sings every word wrong anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
just
don't care.
terrible. I'm terrible with lyrics. I roll with it, though. I try not to sing too much, it hurts my passenger in the car's ears. That's usually how that works.
Well, sometimes you're singing in the shower, right, Loudbeard?
Yeah, usually it's with a shower beer, but yes.
You do some shower beer, some shower singing. Have you ever felt like while you're in the shower, you're home alone, that someone is inside your house?
Yeah, like if you hear something, let's say I've got cats, so maybe like a cat knocks something over, and I'm like, oh, is that someone coming into the house?
Yeah.
Because that would be an awkward encounter if you're having to fight a intruder when you're buck-ass naked. Yeah.
Not only just buck-ass naked, but you're soaking wet on tile floor, so you're already at a disadvantage because you're going to be slipping and sliding.
Yes, yes.
I had it even worse than the whole cat knocking over thing. I was in the shower the other day, home alone. Landon wasn't there. I wasn't expecting. It was like It was like 11 o'clock at night. So there was absolutely no reason for anybody to be there. And all of a sudden, I hear on the bathroom door, just fast repeated knocking. And I'm like, who the hell is banging on my door? So I you don't say anything. You just freeze and you just listen. And you're like, and I'm just like you. You're like, oh, this is awkward. Like, what do I do? What? I'm like you said, buck ass naked, wet, soaking wet. I'm looking around. I see just plastic shampoo bottles. Like, what am I supposed to do with these? I just got rid of the shower that has like the long hose where you can take the head off the shower head off, and you can it has a hose on it. I got rid of that one, and now I just have a straight shower head. So I was like, well, I can't choke anybody out with this thing. So there goes that. And so then I just kind of just slowly peek out, and I realized that my dog had come into the bathroom with me, and I closed the door. I always forget that he comes in, and he's laying up against the door, and he was scratching his head, and his elbow was knocking on the door as he's repeatedly scratching himself quickly. And I was like, oh, thank God. But for like 10, 15 seconds, I had a panic moment.
Oh yeah, and you're right. You look around and the first thing you think is, what weapon can I grab? Because you're thinking,
Yes.
okay, I gotta arm up because now I'm going in at a disadvantage. I gotta fight somebody. And it's funny that I'm thinking, what are you gonna do? Take the shower head and like expand it with the hose and start whacking somebody? You're thinking the choke-out method. I didn't even think of that at first.
The choke-out method, or just, you can start swinging it like it's a damn mace ball,
Yeah, that's true.
Use it as a mace.
Ah,
But when you don't have the hose, you're like, what do you have in your bathroom that makes a formidable weapon? Absolutely nothing.
right. You're thinking, okay, maybe I have a razor blade. No, that's
Nope.
that's not really designed to be a serious weapon. I'm gonna kill you with 1,000
Even with a safety razor, with my
safety razor cuts.
with my hairy shaving.
5 hours from now, you will bleed out.
You will have
Yeah,
irritable skin in like 5 minutes, and I won't hand you any aftershave.
Yeah, you're looking. You're like, maybe this can of mousse or hair gel. Maybe that can I can throw it in their face
Yeah.
and it'll blind
Oh.
them forever.
I just thought of it. Old school, when you're back in middle school or high school in the gym, locker room, get the old end of the towel wet, do the whole twirl thing where you get it nice and tight and then whip them with it.
That's gonna subdue any intruder into your home.
I can whip it pretty good. Whip it good.
I bet you can. Yeah, that's that. I think everybody's been in that situation, right? Where you're like, what was that? Is that someone in here?
In
Who's
your
in here?
bedroom, you have tons of stuff. In your kitchen, you got everything. Knives, pots, pans, maybe some boiling water. You have nothing in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I started thinking, maybe I need to start coming armed to the bathroom. Like, take a kitchen knife, or I don't own any guns. Maybe I could take the Nerf gun, paint it black, make them think it's a gun.
So next time I'm over at your house, I'm going to say, oh, I need to use the restroom. I'm going to go in there. There's going to be a samurai sword.
Yeah.
There's going to be a baseball bat with
ninja
rusty
stars.
nails nailed through it.
Yep, ninja stars.
Ninja stars. There's going to be a lot of, I'm going to say, it looks like you're
nunchakas.
prepared now, sir. Good job.
Good old Donatello bow staff.
Yeah, nunchucks, bow staff, sai, and sword. You're going to be basically the Ninja Turtles inside your bathroom.
A
Just
good
in
old
case.
bag of sand, the old wrestling move where you just blow chalk or sand into somebody's face.
Oh, there you go. See, you're going to say, okay, I've got baby powder. Well, it's good if there's ever any chafing. The boys need a little extra support. You've got baby powder. But also doubles as right in the face.
Right in the eyes.
There you go. Now they're blinded for at least 30 to 45 seconds. So then you could do a stone cold stunner on them or a diamond cutter, whatever you feel like in that moment. You can nail it. As long as there's some baby powder just to subdue them long enough so you can get your move off.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So this is
I
not
agree.
how I thought we were going to start the show out, but I like it. I think we've gone in the
we
right
never
direction.
know how we're gonna. I meant to tell this story yesterday. Totally forgot, and I was like, no, I have to tell this story.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, so the big news last night, I'm going to jump into a sports story. Just going to do it. rolling right along. Big news last night. The Nationals, they get their victory, but it was not easy, Chris America. This was a heck of a matchup here. Brewers get off to a big lead early. They jump up 3-0 on Max Scherzer and the Nationals, and it looked like it was going to be another typical Nationals situation. This is a team, since they've moved over from Montreal, they've had 3 separate chances at home in winner-take-all games where they have just fell apart and lost, mostly by 1 run. And last night, they kind of get that proverbial monkey off of their back. The Nationals are back, and poor Bryce Harper, sitting at home watching this game, is probably thinking, oh my gosh, why did I ever leave this team? Because this is the team that we should be on. But big 8th inning helps the Nationals come back. Juan Soto gets a single into right field. And rookie right fielder Trent Grisham, who is sitting there in replacement of Christian Yelich in right field, like you had mentioned yesterday, them missing Christian Yelich was going to be a big piece of this game. Well, the bigger piece of that, instead of his bat being the big issue, it was really his glove, because that right fielder makes a key error that helps 3-run score on this single with bases loaded in the 8th for the Nationals to take a 4-3 lead, and that's how the game finishes, Chris America. This was a heck of a way to start out the Major League Baseball postseason. Go Nationals.
Yeah, and your boy Scherzer gave up a few runs early on in his outing, right?
Yeah, Scherzer didn't look too hot starting out. He gave them up early, 2nd and 3rd innings, and
first and second.
First and second. I'm sorry, you're right. 1st and 2nd, and then 3rd inning, the Nationals came back with a run. But he goes and finishes with 6 innings.
Yeah,
pretty solid
finished
after
strong.
that.
Yeah,
yes, finishes
zeros
strong.
across the boards for your pitching staff.
Yep, and then Strasburg comes in the 6th and pitches 3 really quality innings, scoreless, and finishes out. So even though they start out a little rocky, 1st and 2nd inning, like you said, giving up 3 runs, couple dingers, it still finishes. They finish the way they should finish, and they finish strong. Strasburg ends up getting the win, his first relief effort of his career, and man, this was a storybook ending, and I feel bad for the Brewers, and I really feel bad for that rookie. That guy was really down on himself afterwards. You could tell he was in tears. His teammates were consoling him. But, yeah, you're a rookie right fielder filling in for MVP Christian Yelich, and you commit a really bad error in a key moment of the game. That's one of those things that could haunt you forever.
Yeah. Yeah, man, he's going to have a long offseason thinking about that play.
Yeah.
And I feel really awful that I mixed up Scherzer and Strasburg when I said that we followed this guy's career from the beginning and the whole pitch count thing and the worry about his elbow and stuff like that. I was really thinking of Strasburg, not Scherzer.
Yeah, that's okay. They're both big time national pitchers. You know,
yeah,
it's pretty close. Their names start with S's at the end. Yeah, last name starts with an S.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there you go. So the rookie that made the error, he said that the ball just took a funny hop, but yeah, gonna live with that one forever. And
like it told a joke while it was hopping.
Yeah, it told a bad joke. That's for sure. And Christian Yelich, he's probably sitting there thinking, "Are you kidding me? That would have been me. I would have made that play. This would have never happened if I did not get myself hurt badly with a knee." Didn't he dislocate his knee or something? That was a bad injury.
Yeah, remember he hit the ball right off his knee?
Ugh.
Yeah, and
I
then
blame the ball.
Roxanne's
That's
sitting
because
next to
they're
him.
juiced.
Yeah, and then Roxanne's sitting next to him. He's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that nudie magazine.
Oh, God. Roxanne right now is probably jumping all over this. She's so excited the Brewers lost because of Christian Yelich and his nudies. So Rays are playing tonight. Yeah? Your Tampa Bay Rays? You getting excited for this one?
Getting the Oakland A's. Should be good. Yeah. Should be good. What time is that first pitch? Is it 7 or 8?
I want to say it's 8. I'd have to double check, though. So Rays are going to roll out. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but Charlie Morton's going to be their pitcher. The A's finally make a decision on who their starter's going to be. They're bringing out Sean Manaea. This guy has been red hot. In the month of September, he was pitching a 1.21 ERA. He returned from shoulder surgery and has just been lights out since then. So this is going to be tough for these Tampa Bay Rays, going on the road, having to go up against a really hot pitcher. But I feel good about my Rays, man. I know it's your Rays too. We're going to say the scout team has adopted the Rays as our official Major League Baseball team, at least for today. And we're going all in. Go Rays. Let's win one for the Gipper. Please. Just win one for the Gipper.
The game starts at 8:09. And I like that. I like that MLB says we don't care that fans have to get there on the West Coast at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock to, get in the gate. We're worried about the East Coast. We're just going to roll this at a normal time for the East Coasters. We're not going to start at 10 or 11 just so fans over on the West Coast can get inside the gate. You guys can get in the gate whenever you get in the gate. We're going to roll with this game for the rest of the country.
You're right. You can't beat that. Especially when one of the teams is an East Coast team. I mean, I get it that the Rays don't have the largest following in the majors. Maybe probably the lowest or smallest following right there with the Marlins. But it's still a team that is in the playoffs that their fans want to be able to cheer them on. And you can't cheer them on if you start the game at 3 in the afternoon and everybody's at work. I always hate when they have playoff games that start in the afternoon in the middle of a weekday. This evening stuff, this is where it's at. That way we can come home and enjoy it the way we want to enjoy it.
Exactly. And we can enjoy it when it doesn't start at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, too. 'Cause that's the problem with the NBA playoffs, is the West Coast games start way later.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, Loudbeard, I'm sitting here looking at trends for me on Twitter, and I see that How I Met Your Mother was trending. And I was like, oh, man, I really love that show. Are they bringing it back? Are they just going to do a reunion show? What's going on with it? And then I realized The Ringer posted a tweet that said, on this day, 13 years ago, Dexter premiered on TV after early seasons received massive acclaim. Its series finale was universally panned, receiving an F grade by the AV Club. So, what TV show beats Dexter for the worst ending? It's pretty bad when somebody asks a question and it's universally one answer that it actually ends up trending on Twitter. And How I Met Your Mother is that answer to everybody, is that How I Met Your Mother was worse. Now, I disagree. How I Met Your Mother was a very bad ending, but for me, there is nothing worse than the way Dexter ended.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember back to that How I Met Your Mother. It was confusing because then they lead you to believe it was going to go one way, and then they trick you and it's another way, and you figure out who the mother is, and I guess I'm not giving anything away. Then I guess she passes away, and then he ends up meeting back up.
It was so rushed. This whole series is about telling these kids how I met your mother, and then really it's just about how he met Robin and their dating and how they were on and off the whole entire lives.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it didn't match up, but really on a comedy series like that, it's not about the story so much as it is about the adventures as you go along.
Adventures of the comedy, yeah.
Yeah, you get so much good comedic feels out of that show that I don't know that the story really makes that big of a difference. So to me, it's like, okay, whereas a show like Dexter, you kind of want it to build up to something. You're feeling like it's building up specifically to some sort of resolution. I mean, people look at Lost the same way. Like, I would put Lost ahead of How You Met Your Mother.
I would put Lost ahead of How I Met Your Mother, but I'd still put Dexter above Lost.
Okay. Just what other shows? A lot of people are down on Game of Thrones and how it ended.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be in there. Now, I didn't love the last season of Game of Thrones, but you know what? It was enjoyable, and it finished it up. I think we were kind of getting to the point where it was like, okay, we need to wrap some of this stuff up. Game of Thrones was written to be one of those stories that just goes in 8,000 different directions, and it's really convoluted. When you do that in a TV series, yeah, you're really not going to tie up all those loose ends because it's designed to be just more books. That's how it was written. So they had to cut corners and really, I don't know, change the evolution of it, and it seemed rushed. So, yeah, a lot of people are down on Game of Thrones, but at least it finished, closed it in a manner that is acceptable, at least, kind of.
Yeah, I think we realize that sometimes our lives don't find closure in a lot of different ways. And so we get mad when TV shows. That's why we're here for TV. Like, you're here to take me away from real life. Now you're reminding me of real life by not giving me closure on certain things.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why Avengers Endgame was such a phenomenal hit, is because it almost seemed like it took a long TV series, which it's really just a series of movies, and created a culmination that had good closure at the end of it. It was like, wow, that's how you're supposed to finish something. That right there is the proper ending.
Yeah, they tidied it up.
They tidied it up pretty good. And even that, fanboys around the world are out there writing on their little Reddit posts and their different blogs and everything, how many holes they found in the story and how this was never brought up again and how this scene from Thor Dark World never ended up tying back into and you're like, come on, guys. Like, it is still a movie. Like, we do realize that, right?
Yeah.
Like, how much time do you have on your hands?
So in about 10 years, Loudbeard, I want Dexter. I think it was Showtime Dexter was on. I want Showtime to do this. I want them to make a series about a detective who is Dexter's kid. And then he goes on solving serial killer mysteries all over the country. And eventually he gets put on the case of whatever logging company that Dexter ends up at. Or we can make Dexter be anywhere we want now. And he ends up in the same location where Dexter is killing people investigating his dad's murders. And they come to a head. I would watch that series.
Oh, man. Look at you. That's like gold right there. You come up with the best scripts, the best ideas. I wish Hollywood would listen a little bit more into our little live radio show here, because they're missing out on some real gold right now.
I always come up with concepts, but I'm never going to sit down and actually write them out. So I'd just love to be whoever's in the pitching meetings and just be like, here's the concept. Now give it to writers who are smarter than me and have them run with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see you now. I mean, you're like the guy with the idea about the sharks and the tornadoes. You're the idea guy. That you deserve.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to give you credit. But they also need
What
to
about
write the
shark
script.
tornadoes? What about it? I don't know,
about-
man. I'm just saying shark tornadoes. Just make it happen. Make me a movie about shark tornadoes. You guys do the rest.
Yeah, and find the cheapest actor and actress you can find in Hollywood. All right, Ian Ziering and Tara Reid. Perfect. Yeah, we can get them for $50 and a box of Cracker Jacks. They're on.
They're like,
they're in.
First they're like, well, let's go to 90210 cast. Nope, Tori Spelling's still too big. All right, what was his name? Ian Ziering.
Ian Ziering.
Let's get Ian on there, and let's take a look at those American Pie movies. Some of those actors got to be all washed up now. Oh man, Tara Reid, she's a big name, and she's washed up. Done.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything. What? American Pie, Van Wilder, and then nothing.
That's it.
Sharknado resurged her career. She should be thankful for sci-fi.
Tara Reid
right
wasn't in Best Friends, right? No, that was somebody else.
No, I think that was Amy Smart, wasn't it?
Maybe, yeah, you're right. It was Amy Smart.
I liked Amy Smart. She was in Road Trip, Butterfly Effect, Best Friends. Like, she had a really hot run.
And then she just
was doing
disappeared
good.
just like Tara Reid.
She did. She fell into the Tara Reid trap. I feel like there's like a big hole in Hollywood, and you look down it, and it's just a bunch of actors and actresses that were really hot at one point, and then it's like they weren't looking when they were walking, and they all fell into this giant hole. You could go over there and say hi to them, but they're nowhere to be found nowadays.
It's like they take a year off, and they come back, and Hollywood's like, we've already moved on to other stars.
Yeah, you're gone. Absolutely gone. Speaking of big stars, your guy, Ryan Reynolds, I need to talk about him for just a second.
Okay.
A new trailer comes out for a Ryan Reynolds movie called Underground 6 or 6 Underground. I don't know, something like this. But here's the situation, and I want to get your take. Without you watching the trailer, I'm going to say it's an action-adventure movie with Ryan Reynolds, directed by Michael Bay, that is a lot like Fast and the Furious. Are you in?
Only because Ryan Reynolds is in it.
Yeah, the rest of it sounds pretty bad, right?
The rest of it sounds awful.
It looks like it says it's a Netflix movie. I'm assuming I didn't do the research. I just get paid to talk about it. I'm assuming it's going to be one of these straight to Netflix movies where it's a Netflix original type deal. And I would watch it because it's going to be on Netflix and I'm not paying anything additional to watch it. I just would watch it because it's on there. But yeah, I don't know that this was I started watching a little bit of the trailer and they got the race cars running around and then they got people wearing masks and it's like, okay, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Oh, there's Ryan Reynolds. Okay. Are we using Ryan Reynolds to his maximum potential in this movie? I feel like it's going to come up short.
Yeah. And isn't it weird we no longer have straight to DVD movies, or if we do, like nobody pays attention anymore because we don't do DVDs? And now it's just like straight to Netflix, but they're so much better than what straight to DVD was. Or straight to VHS.
Right. Yeah, like they would come out with Lady and the Tramp 4, straight to DVD, Disney.
Oh yeah.
Why would we
and
need
then
a
like
fourth
all of
Lady and the
those,
Tramp?
all of those. Who are those twins? The Olsen twin movies.
Oh yeah, Olsen twin movies, Barbie movies, Land Before Time. They made about 50 of those. I guess those are a lot of kids movies. That's a lot of those straight to DVD. Kids movies and then like B-rated horror movies where it's like slasher killer New York City #7 coming straight to DVD. And we're like,
Yeah.
Cool. Is that like
Cool story,
mean
bro.
that's is it the 7th movie or is it just the word 7 in the title? I don't get it, but yeah. Then
You'll
all the
find it in
Ernest
your
movies.
$5. Yeah, you'll find it in your $5 Walmart bin.
Oh man, that used to be so much fun back when DVDs were a thing.
Yeah.
They still have the $5 bin, but it's not as fun anymore because you basically can find all the all the movies on Netflix that are in the $5 bin. Amazon Prime, Hulu, any of those streaming services. So you're thinking,
And then honestly, that's what I feel like sometimes. Sometimes when I'm scrolling through Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime, I'm sitting here. I do feel like I'm just rummaging through the $5 DVD bin.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's an electronic $5 Walmart DVD bin. Is all that.
And what sucks is that just like the $5 DVD bin, all of the good movies you've seen already. You're like, oh, finally a good movie. Oh wait, I've already seen it, and then you just toss it to the side.
And I know this is not just me. I'm pretty sure you're going to be on board with this, but do you ever get sucked into that hole where you're like scrolling through Netflix or Hulu or whichever service it is, but you're scrolling through and you're like, all right, I need the movie to speak to me. I need it to be something I want to see, something I haven't seen before, something that I need a movie to watch that I'm going to be entertained by. And you sit there and you scroll through, and like 20 minutes later, you're like, okay, I feel like I've scrolled through 500 movies. Now I've wasted 20 minutes of my time, and I still have no idea what I'm going to watch.
And then by the time you get to that 20 minutes, sometimes you're like, you get to a movie you want to watch, and so you click on it, and you're like, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Ugh. I don't know if I want to spend the next. I've already wasted 20 minutes just looking through here, and now it's already 9 o'clock. That means I'm not going to be done till 11:15. All right, I'll just watch The Office again.
That's exactly what it is, man. Netflix is going to be hurting when The Office is off.
Yeah.
It really is. I use that when I'm going to bed at night and I don't want to like really think hard and I just want it to fall asleep.
You just want something on TV, yep.
Office
do the same thing.
Choice,
Office or Parks and Rec.
Yep. That Parks and Rec is also a quality selection there.
Well, Loudbeard, I have some sad news for the most famous brothers in the history of time. I'll share that sad news on the other side of the break.
Hey, Kawhi, what are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny. Fantasy sports reimagined. FanDuel, that's what I'm talking about. It is more than just fantasy sports. It's the best way to watch the games, win real cash, and bring the action right to your living room. Just choose a contest, make your picks, watch, and win. And if you go to FanDuel.com/STR today, you can get a $5 deposit bonus. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/STR. Come on, man. This is not a laughing matter. If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. "12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst." Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune in to us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Well, welcome back. Thank you all for listening in. Once again, we are Scout Team Radio. He's Chris America. I'm Loudbeard. We come at you live each and every morning, 6 a.m., right here on 12-Ounce Sports Radio. We're also part of the Full Press Radio Network and the Barn Burner Radio Network. We're kind of a big deal, you know, all over the place. No thing. Ain't no thing. If you want to hit us up, but you can't catch us live, that's okay. You can go and download that podcast. Podcast is available anywhere you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Play, any of those places. Also, we are going to encourage you to get social with us. Hit us up on Twitter at Scout Team Radio. You can tweet at us live while we're doing the show. We will read your tweets on the air. We will talk about any of your topics. It doesn't just have to be sports related. It could be talking about famous twins, famous brothers. It could be talking about famous Siamese twins. I don't care what it is. It could just be talking about how Adele is the name of the new Lady Gaga album, which is random.
Like the singer Adele, or like she's talking about a Dell computer?
Well, she's not talking about an Apple. She's talking about Adele.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the singer Adele, that name is the new title of the album for Lady Gaga. I didn't look into this story because I really don't care that much, but I can't tell if it's a troll or a tribute. That's going to be a new segment, troll or tribute.
Oh, wow. I do have a thinker stinker segment we can do.
Ooh, okay, let's do it.
First, let me get to my sad news. Loudbeard.
Okay, don't cry. It's okay. You'll be fine.
You know those famous brothers, Mario and Luigi?
Oh, I've heard of them. Yeah. Are they plumbers?
Well, yeah. Alpha Dream, the company that develops all of their games, they're going bankrupt. We're not going to have any more Mario and Luigi games.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that.
That should tell you how, even though Mario and Luigi are still the biggest name in video games, that their brand has kind of diminished, I think.
Well, I mean, how long can you stay relevant is
Yeah.
really the question, you know?
Well, if you're The Simpsons, apparently forever. They're never going to pull the trigger on The Simpsons. But it doesn't seem like kids are buying Mario and Luigi games like they used to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a different world in gaming. Yeah, gaming isn't the same it was, you know, whenever Nintendo came out. Was that in the 80s, mid 80s?
Yeah, like 83. I think Mario came out just regular Mario with Donkey Kong. I think he came out in like 81, 82. It was when that character got released. And then they made the Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, it's probably mid 80s.
So, yeah, 40 years ago.
Don't remind me.
So, again, how long can you stay relevant? I mean, I do think that they went to that well one too many times. I mean,
Yeah.
everything became Mario, Luigi. And, you know, you look at it, and there's some good things out there. Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, the Super Mario Brothers individual games. They've done so many crossovers and all that. But, again, like, can we have any originality, or are we just going to keep riding the same wave for 40 years?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I do not know. And then they don't really come up with a new storyline either. It's always you got to save Princess or fight Bowser. Like, come up with new bad guys, you know?
Yeah. And then some of the bad guys were just like, you know, Waluigi, where it was just Luigi, but just different. And then Wario instead of Mario. So it was Mario, but different. Like, are we not going to come up with like original guys? We're just going to basically keep retreading the same guy and just give him a different colored outfit and give him a mustache and he's a bad guy? Like, that sounds like a bad Halloween party.
Yeah. Ugh. Terrible Halloween party.
All right, Chris
Ladbeard,
America.
Are you ready? You ready for this thinker or stinker?
I am not.
The thinker or the stinker.
All right, now I'm ready.
All right, so I'm going to read some AV tweets, and you're going to tell me. He went off last weekend, and you're going to tell me if they're stinkers or stinkers. Okay, you ready?
I was born ready, but yes, go ahead.
Are you ready? The game need me. I'm like test answers. I'm just reading them verbatim.
Stinker. It's definitely a stinker. We don't need him. We're tired of his shenanigans.
Yeah, there's plenty of other wide receivers out there that'll entertain us, but no more Nikes.
Oh, that's a thinker. I don't need
Alright.
Nikes anymore. Yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's another Nikes is as old as Mario. Like, I'm tired of Nikes. Let's move on to a different brand.
All right, next week I'm going to practice at every high school one day of week starting in Miami. Send school info now.
Okay. That is a stinker. I think there's a lot more high schools in the world than he thinks. And if he's going to hit every high school, we may be 80 years old by the time he gets through all of them.
All right. This was a response to Golden Tate. He
That's
said
a real name,
sports-
not a made up
Yes.
name. Okay.
Sports Illustrated reporter who got assault on his record will probably say AB thinks the game needs him, then 50 analysts will sprinkle salt. Again,
a
I'm just
stinker.
reading these verbatim.
That's a stinker. I couldn't follow that one. But it's sprinkling
So-
salt on it.
So Eric Weddle was responding to AB about how somebody said, like, oh, Eric Weddle couldn't cover AB. Eric Weddle responded, don't need to, isn't on a team. So then AB responded, you need some attention, little man. Glad I put that stuff arm in your neck in Pittsburgh. You deserved it, little Weedle. Again, just reading verbatim. I'm assuming he meant stiff arm. That happens from time to time.
Yeah, I hate it when I get a stuff arm. I'm going to give that one a thinker just because of the term stuff arm. That little man needed a stuff arm. Now that I say it out loud, it doesn't sound appropriate.
And then Eric Weddle responded, ha 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 ha, AB, when are you going to learn that it isn't about you, never was and never will be. Got a game to get ready for. Good luck, my guy. AB's response, bro, I don't even know you, don't call me AB. That's my NFL name, dummy. I'm not on your team, never been. Shut your mouth, jabroni.
That's a thinker just because he used the term jabroni.
Yeah,
I like
anytime
that term.
you finish off a tweet calling somebody a jabroni, you're okay in my book.
Yeah, but I'm going to be conspiracy theorist guy. Maybe Antonio Brown is hoping to get a little attention from Vince McMahon. The best way to get some attention from Vince McMahon is to use the word jabroni in a setting like this where you're getting some attention. Because now all of a sudden, Antonio Brown could be our next entertainment athlete of the year in the WWE. He's a jabroni.
He is a jabroni. So Eric Weddle probably is feeling like all of us do right now. Says, you're not making any sense, bud. Glad you're not on my team. Call yourself whatever you want. Doesn't matter one bit to me. Good luck at CMU, my bro. And AB, keep you luck, duck. Listen to your team. Stay focused on your opponent, not AB. AB is the brand, not the individual. Clearly an AB fan. Even know about education. Oh, really?
Even know about education. Oh, really? Oh, man. Every time, and to me, when you're writing out things, like, you have time to, like, correct. Like,
yeah.
This dude's not doing himself any favors. And Eric Weddle sounds so, like, normal, down-to-earth guy, right?
That sounds like yeah, he's totally winning this exchange. Just by speaking good English. Not just good, like understandable English, to where you like.
Right.
I'm not sitting there saying it, like people have to speak proper English for you to look intelligent. I don't speak proper English at all. But at least it's to where you can understand and interpret what the other person's saying. That's what I'm saying here. Like, keep you luck, duck.
Keep you luck, duck. You haven't heard that? That's how we talk to people nowadays. Keep you luck, duck.
So Thinker is Thinker on this tweet. He tweets out, some things never change, and then posts a picture of him giving Weddle a stuff arm and rolling over Weddle to get into the end zone. Is that a thinker or a stinker?
I will give that one a thinker. Yeah, you gotta show what you did on the field. We'll take it. Weddle's probably just sitting there. Whatever, bro.
This is in response to somebody tweeting out what Baker Mayfield said about AB get ran down by an officer and tackled like Baker Mayfield. AB said should have never been drafted before Lamar Jackson. What a big scam.
I'm gonna give that one a stinker. I get the thought on this one. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is an electric athlete, but Baker Mayfield coming out was the best quarterback in college football. So that's gonna be a stinker for me.
All right, last one, Loudbeard. This was 2 days ago. His last tweet was, my English paper due by tonight, 12 a.m. Need a professor reader. Make sure A's and B's. Hashtag Ing303. And it's not a proofreader. I think he was saying proofreader, not professor reader. It's PROF. So I think he meant proofreader. I thought he was saying he needs a professor who's going to give him A's and B's. But yes, he needs a proofreader. I think you need a proofreader for your tweets, AB.
I wonder if it's an act. I really do. It's almost too bad to be. You know what I mean?
To be this bad.
Yeah. Like, how do you get the, and I don't know. The whole thing is just such a mess. This dude, how much money have you squandered away for being a moron and doing dumb things? I get it. Nobody wants to play for John Gruden. I get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
But you had the golden ticket, and you've been doing dumb things.
And
I'm glad he's going back to school, though.
Yeah. I mean, that is cool. Kudos to him. But, I mean, you're Rosenhaus. Like, how do you not have this guy's Twitter taken down already? Like, dude, you're not doing us any favors here. I can't sign you on a team when you're going off on Eric Weddle on Twitter.
Obviously, nobody can control this guy, Chris America. This is
Yeah.
the part where, a lot of times we say, oh, why aren't there people in his corner helping him out? No, sometimes people, they can't figure it out for themselves, so they're never going to get it. So, like, Drew Rosenhaus can say, hey, if you want to make another $30 million, like the one that contract you just squandered away, like, you need to shut up and do your work and stay out of trouble. AB's like, yes, sir, no problem. And he goes, I'm going immediately to Twitter. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, and I don't care what this guy says. I'm above the law. He's like the Judge Dredd of NFL. He's above the law. But guess what? The law always catches up to you, Chris America. And Antonio Brown, until he figures it out for himself, I don't care if you're Drew Rosenhaus. I don't care if you're Barack Obama. I don't care if you are whoever the hell you are not going to be able to tell this guy what to do because he has to figure it out for himself.
I mean, he needs to realize what the Clash realized. The Clash realized that they fought the law, and the law won.
Happens like every time. It's not
Yeah.
a thing. Not a thing. Oh, well, Chris America, so speaking of the law, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Florida State Representative Keon McGee proposed a bill on Monday that is allowing
Keon McGee
college...
sounds like a name you just made up.
Oh, you said Golden Tate earlier. That's a fake-ass name. So this bill Monday is aimed at allowing college athletes to be compensated for their likenesses, very similar to the bill that just passed in California. We are now seeing all the states jump on the bandwagon. And the reason I bring up the state of Florida, number one, because that is where we're housed currently, is in the state of Florida. But number two, because this is the state that this bill needs. If this is going to happen countrywide, a state with universities like the University of Miami, Florida, Florida State, UCF, USF, FIU, like FAU, like this is a huge football state.
You have three Power 5 teams amongst two Power 5 conferences. Three teams that have fallen on hard times recently. There's no doubt about it. But over the last 25, 30 years, 40 years, if you want to go all the way back to the 80s with those Miami teams, that were the tops. Florida was the top state in college football for a very long time, especially during the 90s. It was Florida, Florida State, Miami, just rotating in and out of national championship games and, rotating in and out of the top three, the top five every single season. And then you look at it's in the Southeast. Do you think Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Texas A&M, do you think Tennessee, do you think the states, politicians who all went to those schools want to see Florida being able to attract more athletes to their schools than other schools, and they're going to let it slide? Or do you think they're going to say, well, if Florida's going to start offering people, a way to have players make money, then we need to do it too? Because that's all
absolutely.
That's all college football is. It's about keeping up with the Joneses. And once they see that the NCAA can't stop everybody, it's kind of like the whole rushing Area 51, except for the NCAA is powerless to shoot anybody down.
Yep, and we've got a tweet coming in. Mike Berlon says, we've got Cali and Florida, just need either Ohio or Texas, and the NCAA will have to give.
Yeah. I mean, right now you're looking at Cali and Florida are two of the top four most populated states. California's one. I believe Florida is 4 behind New York and Texas as far as population goes. So even if no other states cave and you lose Cali and Florida being able to watch football, you've lost over 50 million, 60 million people just alone in viewership. You can't take that kind of hit especially when you're a niche sport like college football is compared to other sports. Like the NFL, week 1, Dallas and who were they playing? The Giants, I believe. They scored a higher rating than the NCAA National Championship did last year. Don't mess with your ratings.
Yeah, it's a very delicate balance. But we all see the writing on the wall. Like Mike Berlon saying, we're just waiting for one of these other states. But I honestly think between Florida and California, if Florida passes it, that's enough. That's the tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
California by itself, okay, sometimes we even look at California like it's a different country. Like they do things differently in California, right? It's completely differently. But now you get the state of Florida, which is a huge part of, again, that college football legacy. Like you mentioned, you get an SEC team. When you're talking about California, you Pac-12, everybody's like, I don't even get to watch them. If you're on the East Coast like us, you don't even get to watch those teams.
Right.
Like, no big deal, no loss. I get it, USC, whatever, USCLA, whatever. But really, is it a big loss? Not really. But when you start messing with SEC teams, that's when things start, people
SEC
start puckering up
viewership.
a little bit here.
Yeah. Because, the SEC brings in the most viewers as far as championship goes. The Big Ten still takes in way more money than the SEC does as far as their Big Ten network and SEC network media money. But, yeah, like Berlon said, though, Ohio and Texas, yeah, forget it if those two states fall. Because it was the same with New York. When they were saying Cali, New York, it's the same with there aren't any good New York teams. Syracuse, okay. Like, nobody cares. That's it. There's no other football team. Buffalo. Nobody watches Buffalo football. And then I can't think of any other FBS team in the state of New York. There aren't any basketball teams. Syracuse basketball is it. St. Joe's kind of does well in New York City from time to time, but yeah, California, Florida. I think it will make Texas and Ohio drop next.
Yeah, and I'm going to put South Carolina on that too. I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, but when you got Clemson and the University of South Carolina Gamecocks, those are two huge programs that would be a scale tipper too.
Mm-hmm. It would be.
Yes, it would, and it would be, and I think it would be. Chris American, we only have a few minutes left. I have a question for you. I saw this on Twitter, and it's where the real news is. So Klay Thompson, he gets out, he does a press conference, and he's starting his campaign to let the world know that his breakout role in Space Jam 2 is deserving of an Oscar. He wants the Academy Awards to recognize that this is going to be it. Are you excited about Space Jam 2 and maybe seeing this Oscar-worthy performance by Klay Thompson?
I got to ask you this. When you found out Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker, were you kind of like, what? Like, no, that's not going to work, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wasn't the only one who was like that. And then he nails it. And then you're like, man, he's the best Joker. He gets an Oscar and everything else. Maybe that's how we're feeling about Klay Thompson. Maybe Klay Thompson brought in a Heath Ledger-like performance in his role, and he is going to... I'm not going to say I'm excited, but I'm going to leave my mind open on this one, Loudbeard.
That's a good idea. I was thinking when they were talking about Space Jam 2, I'm like, who's going to play the role of Klay Thompson? And then when they casted Klay Thompson to play the role of Klay Thompson, I'm like, I don't know how this is ever going to work.
Yeah.
But now this buzz around Klay Thompson playing Klay Thompson in Space Jam 2, it's really getting me excited. My mind is open, and anything could happen. I hope the voters are listening in because this could be the performance of a lifetime.
So the award he'd be up for is supporting actor, right? Supporting role?
I don't know. He could be.
Well, because LeBron James is the main focus of this story, right?
Right.
We can say that. We know that. So he's going to get a supporting actor. And who is the best supporting actor in the league? It's Klay Thompson. There's no better supporting role in the NBA than Klay Thompson. So he's a natural fit for this.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the math is adding up. I'm not usually big on math, but in many cases when 1 + 1 = 2, I say the math adds up. And in this case, the math is adding up.
Yeah,
it is.
and when the big hand is on the 11, you have to go around the clock. Like some people say 11 times 5, but that's a little too hard for me. So I got to go, okay, 1 is 5, 2 is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Oh, it's 55. That means when the big hand is on the 11, Loudbeard, and the little hand is close to the 7, it means it's 6:55, which means we're all out of time.
Did you say something? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we're all out of time. It took me a whole 30 seconds to figure out that math problem.
Okay. So you want me to hit this button right here?
Yeah, there you go.
It's math, my friend.
It's
math made me do it.
Common Core, Loudbeard. Common Core. I say we end every show with us just moaning into the mic.